Hi and welcome to this month's newsletter. I hope you all had a fantastic Easter. It was glorious to see blue skies and sunshine, and Deborah and I certainly made the most of that with some lovely walks locally. So I also hope that you had a fantastic Easter weekend and looking forward to more bank holidays coming up next month, and of course the King's coronation. So for this month's newsletter, I thought I'd pick up where I left off last month and chat with you further about the Decent Homes Standard. This is the standard that was brought in for publicly owned properties, but now is being transferred across to the private rented sector. For houses to meet the Decent Homes Standard, the adjudication is really made on four key factors. The first is, does it meet the Housing Health and Safety Rating System? Now, this is a system that's got 29 key components, and those components all have a point system. Now, should your property not meet each of the components, they'll be scored. And if your score goes above 1,000 points, it would not meet that first key component. Now, a survey in 2021 found that 2 million houses fell short of this safety system, and that only 12% of those houses were within or owned by councils. So 88% privately owned properties of the 2 million fell short on that key criteria, which is an interesting fact. Now, a lot of these have started to be addressed by coming into legislation. The requirement for smoke alarms on each floor in the property, for carbon monoxide alarms, and of course we saw a slight shift in legislation on the carbon monoxide alarms last year. The second factor is one that's slightly more woolly, because it talks about the general condition of the property and meeting building components. Now, the National Housing Federation have asked for this to be given a little bit clarity, because they talk about certain building factors and then other factors, and the National Housing Federation have wanted to get rid of the other. This is really looking at the condition, state of repair of the roof, the exterior of the property, and that side of things. The chimneys, are the chimneys in good condition, good state of repair, ensuring there are no leaks, that type of thing. The third factor for the Decent Home Standard is looking at coming more inside the property, and are the general amenities within the property itself up to standard? Is the kitchen and are the kitchen and the bathroom in the right location? Interestingly, also ensuring that the kitchen and the bathroom aren't too old. The kitchen now mustn't be older than 20 years, and the bathroom mustn't be older than 30 years. So we are seeing an end perhaps to the avocado bathroom, or the avocado bathroom as was. I'm old enough to know that things go in cycles, so I'm sure that the rebirth of the avocado bathroom won't be far off, but the avocado bathroom that I grew up with is now shipped out, and the new bathroom is coming in. So bathrooms mustn't be older than 30 years, kitchens mustn't be older than 20 years. The final one is constant source of topic, and that's the thermal grading of the property. Now, there's been an awful lot, obviously we've seen an awful lot in the news about housing insulation, and wanting to ensure that all properties are properly insulated. We've got the EPC rating. Interestingly, that was just in the last few weeks. We are potentially seeing a delay to the requirement for all rental properties to have an EPC, an improved EPC rating, due to have come in 2025, possibly being pushed back to 2028. I don't quite know the definitive decision on that as yet, but please do keep reading the newsletters, because as soon as we have some firm news on that, I will report that. But the fourth factor of the Decent Home Standard does relate to the thermal insulation of the property. Now, of course, if any of you wish to have a further discussion and a more in-depth understanding of that, we'd be delighted to come and meet with you, chat through, obviously review your property and give you any guidance as to how you can ensure that the property continues to meet the Decent Home Standard. It is one of those things that's not going to go away, so we do need to be fully conversant with it, and of course at Madison's we're delighted to keep you updated with that. Wishing you all a very good April ahead. Let's hope spring has perhaps sprung. We've got good weather on the horizon, and the cold and wet, I hope, is behind us. Have a great month ahead, and I look forward to sitting with you next month.